Welcome into the second episode of Walter Picks Inside the 32. I am your host, Matt Kane, Bengals Walter Picks here. And every single Tuesday, I dive into the most competitive and the biggest Walter Picks 32 fantasy league between all 32 of the creators. Today, we have a great one, guys. We got four amazing guests coming on, starting at 8:10. We have Nolan Cardinals Walter Picks. Right after that, we got Corey over in Denver with the Broncos. Then we have Evan, Saints Walter Picks, and finishing off with Mike Buetti at Ravens Walter Picks. Guys, if you don't know how this goes, today what we're going to be doing is recapping week 3, going through all the games that you missed inside the Walter Picks 32. Then we'll be having a slew of guests talking about their fantasy woes and highs of the past week and previewing into next week's matchup. That's going to be with Mike with his big matchup between him and Coach in week 4. Guys, before I dive into this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you check out the Walter Picks app and use code Kane. Of course, I got to shout myself out there. But we're going to go in, dive right into it, and let's check out what has happened since you guys have been seeing the last week. Because last week, what you saw was what happened in week 3. Now we're going to week 2, excuse me. We're going to be going into week 3 now. So diving straight into week 3, we have a great matchup that came out on top. Unfortunately, was the Steelers Walter Picks. Of course, I gotta shout myself out as a great matchup. Fortunately, I took the L there to Steelers Walter Picks. A great game ended up being on his side with guys like Jamar Chase, Noah Fant with that 2-point PPR. Guys, if you don't know, our tight ends get 2 points per reception. Romeo Doubs, he came away with the W. Joe Burrow couldn't do it for me. Right here, we have Rams Walter Picks. He defeated Commanders Walter Picks 85-70, guys. You can't count out Avery with anything. Avery won last year, can't count him out, but did take the L there. Jaguars Walter Picks got annihilated by Lions Walter Picks. Lions Walter Picks was someone that Giants Walter Picks shouted out last week, said that he had a great team, and his team really came out to play. If you're really looking at it down here, Chiefs Walter Picks took the W. Buccaneers Walter Picks, one of the hottest teams in the Walter Picks 32. He won with Bijan Robinson not having that great of a game, only 10 points, underperforming for his team. But don't worry, Devontae Adams was the one who came out on top for him. 42 points, one of the better wide receivers that we saw in week 3. Michael Thomas did not do too hot for him, but he's one of the best teams, even with Baker Mayfield as his quarterback. He defeated Bills Walter Picks, who, of course, does not have a quarterback. You know, he had Aaron Rodgers, he had J.K. Dobbins. All those guys got hurt. So a great win from Buccaneers Walter Picks, still undefeated. Broncos Walter Picks, we're going to be talking about that matchup, so we're not going to touch on it right now. Cowboys Walter Picks just came away with the W against Raiders Walter Picks, a matchup of two really teams that have underperformed. And you see right there Isaiah Hodgins with that donut and Mo Alley Cox with donut on that side. So two teams that underperformed, close matchup, but then it ended up being Cowboys Walter Picks. Colts Walter Picks came out on a close one with 49ers Walter Picks. 49ers Walter Picks, 1-5 record, but still put up a great game. Zach Moss, A.J. Brown, both with 22 points. Great game for both of them. Colts Walter Picks, one of the, I believe we have 3 undefeated teams left, I believe. He's one of those 3. Seahawks Walter Picks, of course, got a great win. Saints Walter Picks, who we'll be talking to soon, defeated Giants Walter Picks. Titans Walter Picks was able to come away with the W against Bears Walter Picks, 2 teams that have played really well so far this season. Bears Walter Picks having one of his worst games so far this season. Guys like Devontae Smith did not pan out as he wanted this week. Darren Waller did not pan out. Puka Nacua, who was his stud best draft pick, not panned out that well. 12.2 is okay, but did not exceed his expectations. Of course, Mac Jones did not either. Patriots Walter Picks came over with W in a close one. Browns Walter Picks, his team is on fire, guys, and he deserves more respect. He wants more respect and deserves more respect. His team is incredible. Madison finally had a great game. McLaurin didn't, but Mike Evans was able to pick it up. Tutu Atwell as well. Justin Fields, who he picks in the first, I think it was the 8th pick, I believe, 7th. It was right before me. He picked Justin Fields, not panning out too well for him. Ravens Walter Picks, we'll touch on him a little later. Guys, I mean, this was the matchup of the week, and this is how it ended. Talk about an incredible game. I mean, Jets Walter Picks, I believe, finished with I mean, he finished, let's see, I have it written down somewhere. He finished with the top performers of the week. Let's see. He finished with the 6 most points in last week and still took an L because literally Vikings WalterPicks team was incredible. Kenneth Walker, 30 points. Michael Pittman, 16.7. TJ Hawkinson, 21. Raheem Mostert, 45. River Craycraft, only 2.3, but who really cares when you have a bunch of studs like these 4 guys? And then Derek Carr got hurt. We'll see what happens to his team. I do not believe he has the backup quarterback. No, he does not. So he does not have Jameis Winston. We'll see if Derek Carr plays, but might hurt his team for a little while. But his team is still rolling. Of course, Cardinals WalterPicks. We'll be going through with him pretty shortly, but I do see a tough loss for Bears WalterPicks. Yeah, Brian, let's take a look. I know I did. I went over it. Yeah, really tough loss. You just, I mean, Devontae Smith, Darren Waller, Jahan Dotson, you expect more from him. You expect more from Mac Jones, at least a little more. 13.34 is just bad. And then you look on the other side, Darnell Washington got a donut. Brandon Cooks with 3.7. Really what carried Titans WalterPicks and why his team is so great. I mean, he's starting Emmanuel Wilson because you got to start a running back, but Keenan Allen's the one that is picking it up. Andrew Sams, this is our Falcons creator. Somebody trade with me. Yeah, he's at a 1-5 record. He's at a 1-5 record. Najee Harris did not pan out. Jackson Smith, Nick Jigba, not have a great game. Ottenheimer, love the nickname, not a great day. David Njoku, I mean, for 2 points PPR, you're expecting so much more from these 2 tight ends. They just did not pan out this week. And Calvin Ridley, Desmond Ridder. I mean, having Desmond Ridder is tough already. Checking your backups. Kenneth Gainwell, 5.8. Would have not exceeded Najee, would have exceeded some other players, but still not the most ideal situation for Sams. Sams, I seriously apologize, man. It's been a rough go for you. I do know that you came in last in terms of points. We'll look at that real quickly before Cardinals WalterPicks comes on. You came last in points. I don't even think I could see it actually, but you came last in points, which means you're going to have to eventually do the forfeit. Guys, if you don't know, the forfeit is it's basically like a wheel spin for a filter. It's going to be coming out soon. So far, I believe Cowboys WalterPicks, Raiders WalterPicks, and Falcons WalterPicks are all going to have to do it. Adley, we had you on last week, man. I don't know if I jinxed you. That might be the case because it was a rough going for you. We'll be talking to Saints WalterPicks pretty soon, but I mean, just a rough going. McCaffrey obviously held his own, but then Granson, Russ did okay. I mean, Dalton Schultz, not ideal for 2 points per reception. Definitely thought Dalton Schultz would have a better week, but it was a tough week 3, and especially for a team that, you know, we saw last week, and I was so hype about your team, man. Did not expect that at all. But guys, we have someone. Our first guest is coming up. We got our first guest. He told me he wanted to come on. He had a little issues with his team. Cardinals WalterPicks. What's going on, Nolan?
Oh, man, bro. It's tough out here.
It is.
What's up, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Before we dive in to our conversation, I know who you want to talk about specifically. Why don't you can run us through your team real quickly, because, you know, a lot of people might have not seen your team so far, maybe did not see some of your videos, but why don't you run us through your team? I got your team up right here.
Yeah, so my team's at the top of the standings if you want to go look. Maybe reverse if we're talking about standings. But yeah, so my team, at least the starting lineup for last week. Oh, yeah, so we're not last. So there we go. Yeah, so I obviously, if you scroll down to the bottom, I don't know if it'll show it on there, but I had Nick Chubb in the IR, so that's a huge blow for the organization. I thought having Tyler Algier would still be good after what he did week 1, but past 2 weeks he has not done that. And then so I thought, okay, let me spend all my fab on a bunch of running backs this week, and hopefully one of them will ball up for me in the game. So I got a bunch of running backs, and I said, who's gonna be the guy? And I heard out of Lions camp, oh, Reynolds is gonna fill the Jahmyr Gibbs role or the Montgomery role. So literally 10 minutes before kickoff, I took out A-Chain and put in Reynolds. And I will never recover from that decision. Ever.
Yeah, I do have your video, which got a ton of views. I'll give you that. Hold on, let me.
Great content, but man, I wish I didn't do it.
Here we go. Nolan,
I love how the comment literally has 1,000 likes on it. That's so crazy.
I feel your pain right now. I just want to say that. I mean, that is seriously tough, guys. So he did not have A-Chain in his lineup. So basically what you're telling me is your thought process was Craig Reynolds was the guy.
My thought process with Craig Reynolds is the guy, and I thought, against the Broncos defense, they're not going to give – because he played last week. I only saw 10% of snaps, A-Chain. So I was like, he's probably not going to get put into the lineup. Yeah, I know Ahmed's out, but he probably still is going to get the Dolphins tend to use a seniority thing. But then he decided to get the second and third touchdown of the game, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's over for me. And then he continued to get 2 more touchdowns after that, and I have never been more upset on a Sunday.
So, man. I mean, let's go back to that Sunday. We're going to relive the moments. What were the emotions like? Were you just after the first touchdown, I'm sure you were upset. And then the second one, I'm sure you got a little upset.
After the first touchdown, I said, I just lost my week because that's in the 32-man league, 1 touchdown's enough to put you over the edge. And then the second one came along.
Quite literally, of course, 51. It's 51 points. So quite literally, you would have won.
Well, yeah, I would have won, obviously. But yeah,
you wouldn't have been the highest scorer last week, but you would have won in a very tough matchup against Packers WalterPicks. I've told guys before, if you're going up against Coach, it's not an easy bout no matter what. So the fact that you were just so close to winning that game, if A-Chain was there, I mean, it's just painful. I feel terrible for you, man.
Yeah, it's funny. The Cardinals got to win before my team did in fantasy, and that's funny enough.
Oh, that's brutal. I didn't even think about it. But, I mean, you got to look on the bright side, right? A-Chain, you're going to be starting him, I'm guessing, for the future.
Oh, he's in there, yeah. A-Chain's locked and loaded in the lineup now. And then, but yeah, I mean, this is a good time to talk to you about this. T. Higgins, man, he is not doing the right thing for the organization either.
Listen, I wish he was doing some great things because that would mean Joe Burrow would be doing good things on my team. So, listen, I'm feeling the pain with you. Me, you, and Steelers WalterPicks. Jamar played great yesterday, but we're all feeling the pain. You gotta hope the Bengals offense gets a little better. But I mean, I hate to break it to you. You know who you're playing next, right?
Oh, but it's the matchup of the century because it's Mostert versus A-Chain.
It is. Now, the fact that you bring that up, who do you think is going to outscore who? Honest.
Probably Mostert. But, I mean, a man can dream.
I mean, the thing you have going for you is his quarterback's out. Probably.
I was going to say his quarterback and his flex that he played last week is also out. So, Zacchaeus is in, who scored a touchdown, and he called that, which is so funny. But, yeah, he has Josh Oliver in at Superflex, so that's, that's good looks.
I mean, he is talking a lot of smack. You know that in our league, he's talking a lot of smack. If you win, what's the celebrations going to be like? Or is there going to be no celebrations?
Nah, I mean, as an 0-6 team, if a 0-6 team beats a 6-0 team, there will be a video made. But I think in the projections I'm posted, projections also don't matter much. But I think I'm close in their projections.
You're projected to win by 7 points.
Yeah, seems fishy.
So
I just need T. Higgins to produce, man. He's the one I'm worried about.
What's the confidence levels going in?
The confidence level is high because I think now I have A-Chain in. Kenny Pickett's playing Houston, so that's all right. I got Marvin Mims playing the Bears, who is the worst secondary in football, so that's good, and he's a deep ball guy, so I have high hopes for him there. Algier, if he doesn't get jet lag in London. Not so sure about him. And then Zach Ertz is just gets 5 catches for 17 yards a game, and he's just kind of like a floor guy. So,
and if people don't know, the 2 points per reception, absolutely huge, especially for a guy like Zach Ertz. Listen, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. Someone needs to take down the 6-0 team. I think the best person to do that is an 0-6 team.
I think the 0-6, 6-0 upset would be the most legendary thing that this league's seen in a long time. So I hope so, man.
Speaking of 0-6, also Broncos Walter Picks, who's coming on right next after you, also is 0-6. My question is, who gets a win first, you or Corey?
Who's he playing this week?
It's a great question.
Let's go do some investigative work. Colts.
He's
he has a 6-0 matchup too. All right, I'm dropping a bold prediction on the show right now. Both 0-6 teams are going to take down 6-0 teams. You heard it here first.
That's pretty bold.
I'm ready for it. Derrick Henry's going to have his outcoming game against the Bengals. That's what they play, right? I think so.
So you think both of you guys are going to win? This is what you're telling me right now.
We're riding high.
Lock it in. That's what you're telling me.
Lock it in. It's happening. And Corey's going to say the same thing without me even mentioning it.
That's bold, man. Especially with a team like Colts Walter Picks, who is doing really well.
AC's team is so good. But
it is. DeAndre Swift, Gabe Davis, Cole Kmet, and 2 points per reception. Even Deontay Wicks. I mean, he's got a great team. Justin Herbert, I almost took. But, I mean, it's going to be interesting. You and Vikings Walter Picks, it's going to be a good matchup without Derek Carr and Corey and
without Derek, I was going to say, without his quarterback, it'll be a good matchup. With his quarterback, I don't know. But
Corey in this game, I don't know. I don't know if I could say the same.
Oh, Josh Jobs is playing the Niners, huh? Oh, no. We'll see.
Listen.
Anything can happen.
I got to ask you. I ask everyone. Do you have any insider information, any drama going on in the league? Are you in any trade talks? I know you're 0-6. Are you selling the squad yet?
I have sent some trades going out. I have not received any. They have not looked at my trade yet, according to Sleeper. So we will see. I hope I can get a trade through this week. I think some of the guys I'm targeting are some people that are not very active in the chat, but that's okay. But yeah, there's definitely going to be some trades brewing. Who's on the block for me?
Yeah,
almost everybody. So
almost everyone. Guys, you heard it here first.
Hit my line. We talk.
Whoever's watching,
except for A-Chain, because A-Chain's what he just did. He's mine. Also, it's so funny because I said this in my comment section. I literally go to A&M. That's where A-Chain went. I still didn't play him.
Mm-hmm. Hadley, Giants Walter Picks, obviously came on last week. He said bold from your prediction. So you got a lot of heads are looking at you with that 6-0 versus 0-6.
I want the attention. I want it.
There's
gonna be videos made this week. My team needs the motivation. We need the lights on our head because we're underperforming.
I mean, could you just imagine if you had Chubb right now?
If I had
would
Chubb,
actually be pretty good.
It'd be better for sure. I think if you go to there's like a setting in Sleeper where you can look at should have points, could have had points. Can you go pull up the league recap right now?
I don't think I can do it on my computer.
No, you can't.
Could I? I don't know. And it looks like we lost him.
Oh no, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I
don't know what just happened. I don't know if it's on desktop. I know. Yeah, I think it's on. It might only be on the phone. But if you go in the league recap or weekly report for the week, it says least efficient manager. Cardinals Walter Picks put up 50. Could have put up 112. Nice.
It's brutal. Well, at least this week you're not gonna be inefficient this week. Just you gotta look at the positive. Hey, you never know. You can still make the playoffs.
We got the right people in there. Hey, 0-6 isn't at the end of the day. There's still 11 more weeks left. There's still opportunity. I haven't lost hope yet.
Got to look at the bright side. Nolan, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Best of luck. Having me, brother.
Best of luck next week. Seriously, best of luck.
I'm gonna need it.
We're rooting for you, man. All right, from this is a perfect segue. He's 0-6. We got to have another 0-6 owner on. Corey, what's going on, man?
Hey, thanks for having me. Back to back 0-6. This is great.
I know. So before we dive into, this past week, how close your matchup was, I do want to go through. You kind of had a different approach to drafting this year. The two of us we're in our second year. You were one of the most active traders prior to the draft. What really went through the draft process for you?
I made a couple of trades at the beginning to trade into the first round, and then I saw another opportunity to kind of trade up, did that, and then I think I got a little excited with the trading and got a little carried away. Did some ill-advised trades to get some depth in the later rounds that I thought I could return into picks that would be back in the second and the third, and people just stopped biting on my trades. So I kind of dug myself into a hole that I couldn't get out of. So I just kind of got carried away.
Did you get lost in the sauce?
Definitely got lost in the sauce. I had about 12 sticky notes with where my picks were and what my picks could be if people accepted my trades. And yeah, I think once people would come to me with trades and I'd be like, yeah, that sounds sweet. Because I was like, well, I can flip these for better picks. And then I didn't flip those for better picks. And then, yeah, I just kind of fell in that hole.
So what you're telling me, this is Moneyball gone wrong.
Exactly. I definitely thought I outsmarted myself. I thought I was smarter than I really was, and definitely showed in the draft that I was not as smart as I thought. So,
do you have any regrets?
Yeah, I wouldn't have done any of those trades. My honest draft strategy was to not do any trading, and then Lions, WalterPicks, he offered me his pick, which was close to mine in the back half, and I was like, oh, that's great. And once I did that, it was just a domino. Like I literally was not going to do any trades, and that happened. So, yeah, that was my strategy was no trading, and I didn't even stick to my own strategy. So that's my biggest regret.
I do have to give you some credit. Okay, so week 1, you managed to avoid the forfeit. I'm not giving you credit for week 1 actually, because you lost by 20, but you got away from the forfeit, right? Week 2, you put up 74 points, but only lost by 1. And of course, the median was so high that week.
Yeah.
So I got to give you some credit. 74 points, very good in 32. But last week, just absolutely brutal. 0.02 points you lost. You could easily be doing the math. You could easily be 2-4 or 3-3 if the median fluctuated. Do you consider yourself unlucky?
This particular game, Josh Dobbs lost those points because he was taking knees at the end of the game. So,
right.
I'm pretty sure that is why I lost by 0.02. I didn't like watch it as it was happening, but I'm pretty sure there was something to do with that, and his rushing yardage went down when he was taking knees. So I think that was relatively unlucky. But overall, I think my team is just not good, and that can be reflected from the draft. Derrick Henry has definitely let me down these last couple of weeks. Mark Andrews obviously not playing week 1 killed me. I had to trade. My starting wide receivers were Westbrook Akini and Richie James, and I had to trade Bryce Young to get Allen Lazard. And then, of course, Aaron Rodgers gets hurt in the first game. So now Allen Lazard is, he's fine, but he's not what I was hoping he would be for this team. And then if Antonio Gibson could hold on to the ball, maybe we would have some different outcomes. But he's fumbled the past 2 weeks, so it's definitely my squad is just not putting it all together.
What are your expectations for Derrick Henry, Mark Andrews, and Antonio Gibson? Those are 3 guys you're really putting your eggs in the basket with, and they're just not performing. Do you have any expectations? Do you predict any changes with their performances moving forward?
I expected Derrick Henry to continue his dominant role with the Titans as he has the last couple of years. However, He's not even getting the most snaps on his team at running back. So that's very concerning. Mark Andrews, he is at will of Lamar Jackson. And if Lamar Jackson feels like running for 100 yards and it's a wet, rainy game, Mark Andrews is going to suffer. So, I drafted Andrews with the thought he'd be tight end 2, tight end 1, putting up 20 points a game, and Henry to at least be, hitting 15, getting, upwards of 15 carries. And it just hasn't happened. Gibson, that was a long shot. Didn't know what his involvement was, but I figured Washington would be losing a lot, so he'd be getting pass down work. Every year they say he's going to get the J.D. McKissick role,
Mm-hmm.
the CMC of the Commanders, and that never happened. So I don't see anything changing at this point.
So you seem really defeated.
Yeah, I mean, it is a tough loss. I'm just not thrilled with the guys I got, but that's on me. I made the trades in the draft, and this is what I got to live with. I'm very proud of Josh Dobbs and the job he's done for the squad, because I made that Bryce Young trade to get Dobbs and Kyler Murray on IR. So Josh Dobbs has filled in nicely at that super flex position. I know you guys mentioned just before that he's playing San Francisco next, but I mean, he just handled Dallas no problem. So you never know, man. The Cardinals are rolling right now after playing Dallas. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Are you selling? I know I asked Cardinals WalterPicks this. Are you selling guys?
Oh yeah, I'm selling big time. I put some guys on the block last week, had some nibbles, had an interesting trade sent over from you, instantly declined. And then I put those same guys back on to kind of refresh it. Again, talking to the same guys as I was last week. They're not really biting, but I can't blame them, because who would want to buy Derrick Henry after he just put up that performance? Who would want to put up a lot of capital for Mark Andrews when he's not really setting himself up from the cream of the crop? So that's kind of the struggle that I've been, because I don't want to trade and not get back the value, and then I'm just even in a bigger hole. So obviously 0-6 isn't horrible, but it's not great.
I believe I sent you what did I send you? Mark Andrews and 2 fab, or no, I sent my tight end and 2 Michael Mayer and 2 fab for Mark Andrews.
Yes, I believe that was the trade.
Nice.
Instant decline. I've had some good offers. I'm considering some right now. But it's tough out there. People are definitely not high on Derrick Henry.
So obviously, like you're 0-6. We'll just put it that way. You're 0-6. Cardinals WalterPicks also 0-6. I asked him this question. I want to hear your opinion. You got Colts WalterPicks, who's 6-0. He's got Vikings WalterPicks, who's 6-0. Who do you think wins first between the two of you guys?
I would say Cardinals, just because my team is so bad. Looking to beat the median this week. That would be a step in the right direction. But I don't have any dreams or imagination that I'm going to upset a 6-0 team. Like, that's just not going to happen. My team everyone would have to go off for that to happen. And I just don't see it, especially with only 2 players, essentially,
So the goal this week is beating the median. That's it.
That's the goal. You got to start with 1 and you work from there. Obviously, if I did an upset, that would be great. I don't believe it, but if I could get the median, we're in the step in the right direction. Maybe Derrick Henry has a great day and I can sell him for all he's worth and get out of that. And then we're moving. The season is long and the median helps, so anything could happen. But if I fall to 0-8, 0-10, that's not good.
You seem so defeated.
Well, this isn't the only fantasy squad that I'm not doing so hot in. So it's a big pile of of trash on my fantasy season so far. You answered me this morning in the fantasy discussion. I had to start Craig Reynolds in a 12-man league, so I lost Nick Chubb over there. So, I'm gonna have to sell Lamar Jackson or Mark Andrews or some of my other guys to kind of fill in. And when you're 0-6 or you're 0-3 or you haven't won, it turns into, I don't care if these guys are good and if they're going to be good in the future. I just need a different team. I need different guys. We got to clean house. We got to bring in new faces, get a new vibe going, because the vibe right now, it stinks. It's a garbage vibe. There's a lot of locker room fights going on, finger pointing, and sometimes it's best for both parties to just make the trade and move on.
Let's say you win on Sunday or Monday. What's the first thing you're doing? Buying a car? What are you doing?
I don't know. Probably buying a lottery ticket. We'll see. I mean, like I said, I got some stuff. I got some stuff in the works. So, I might have a whole different team before Sunday, and then maybe I can win.
Falcons creator, of course, Samps, said, I have literally the same exact thought as Corey. I believe it was towards the selling, if I had to guess.
We've been in talks for 2 weeks. We definitely. I'm here. He's here, and we just can't meet in the middle. We've been talking.
Where are we with our trade? Like here?
No, we're not anywhere. That trade's horrible. I'm not. And the other thing about trading, like when you're 0-6, is all the big dogs, they come and they're trying to pick off your guys. A certain somebody, I'm not going to say his name, WalterPicks. He's always coming for my guys. So you don't want to make the good teams even better when you're making a trade like this. So that's always hard too. They're coming for Mark Andrews, but you don't want to give him to a 6-0 team, and then they're just unstoppable. So that always factors into it too. Oh my goodness!
You heard it here first. Potentially a Falcons WalterPicks, Broncos WalterPicks trade in the works.
There's going to be some types of trades going on. I'm doing it. If it's kind of helps me, I'm going to do it, I think, because it's just time for a change.
Awesome. Corey, I appreciate you coming on, man. It's tough. I know it's tough, but I appreciate you coming on.
We're turning it around. League median, here we come.
Fighting the battles. All right. Best of luck to you, Corey.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys. We heard from Cardinals WalterPicks and Broncos WalterPicks, but I think we have one of the better guests coming on right now. Saints WalterPicks. Evan, what is going on, man?
No, I appreciate you calling me one of the better guests. I hope everyone else heard that.
Of course, man. You love to troll, and we love to see it.
Yeah, actually, my fantasy team doing so well this year has helped me buy this nice house that I'm sitting in right now. So yeah, no, it's nice. How are you doing?
Good. How are you? I'm
great, man. I'm on top of the world. People doubted me, but here I am. Undefeated. So unless you count the league median, but that doesn't count. So
it's here and there. Why don't you run us through your team first? I got your matchup pulled up here.
Yeah,
your win. I got your win pulled up here.
Yeah. I everyone was doubting me. Again, my whole comment section at the beginning of the season was Giants is a better team than me.
Mine too.
Check what happened this week. Everyone was wrong. So you know what? I will agree with some people. My team is very top heavy. If I have one player go down, I might be done for. Isaiah Pacheco really came through this week. Deebo Samuel, I mean, come on. Hopefully he's not injured. DeAndre Hopkins, he's been slacking. It's sad to see. Hopefully Will Levis, who I have on my bench, gets in at some point this season. I can trade him away. Maybe package him and D-Hop for someone. And then Jaylen Warren, eventually he's going to take over the backfield. I'm calling it. It was a big brain pick by me to pick him up later on in the draft. And then Austin Hooper obviously stinks. And Josh Allen, I mean, is a great pick at the 4th overall. So yeah, I mean, I think, and this is an unbiased opinion, I think I have the best top 6, best starters out of
Okay.
anyone in the league.
We're gonna have to clip that, you know.
Clip it all you want. Clip it all you want.
We do have a comment from Motivational Doctor.
Yeah. Okay. Well, motivational doctor should just see what happened this week, and he'd know it'd be wrong. So, yeah, he's wrong.
We have another comment.
See, I don't even know who this guy is. He's trying to start a rivalry out of nothing. The only rivalry that I have is with, I won't say his name, but you know who it is. So,
Well, speaking of, hold on. This is a perfect segue to what I wanted to show. You know,
Oh, do you have
I had this guy on last week.
oh no, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
We're gonna watch the video.
No, I'm gonna.
Can't seem to escape saying stout Walter picks. It's like Freddy Krueger. I mean, I'm awake and he's in my comment section. I go to sleep. He's in my nightmares.
I'm in his night. He's thinking about me all the time. So,
But I think it's funny, and I think it's hilarious how I went 2-0 against him last year, and the 2 leagues we're in together. So
it's not true. It's not true.
Care to comment?
He's lying.
Well, just I'm talking in general. I don't know if you lost
Oh yeah.
to him. I thought
No.
you won. Did you not win that Walter Picks 32 game
Which one?
against him? The R32 last year.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember. That was too long ago.
I feel like you
I think
lost.
I did. I think I did win that week. But you know, if he says he won that week, I'd have to see proof to actually remember. It's so far in the past, I can't remember at this point. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say about Nick, to be honest, because he keeps bringing my name up. So I never talk about him directly, but he forces me to when he keeps talking trash to me. So, you know, I'm going to be happy to humble him later on in the season. I can't remember which week it is, week 15 or something. I know he said last week that's the first thing he looked for. It's also the first thing I looked for when the schedule came out. So I'm looking forward to humbling him come week 12, because I mean, he's on cloud 9 right now. He thinks his team is really good, but just a reminder, I haven't lost to an opponent this season, and he has. So that's all you need to know.
So I know you can't remember much. Do you remember how this beef started?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he said something. I'm pretty sure he said something really, you know, off limits. No, I'm kidding. I don't really know. Me and Nick kind of just we met at the Fantasy Football Expo. Kind of tried to you know, one up each other every time we saw each other. He thought he would do something cool, I'd do something cool, and then we kind of keep one upping each other. And then it kind of just turned into this thing where it's like, I think I'm better than you, and I don't know if it'll ever end. You know, this is something that hopefully someday we'll get past, but I can't see it ending anytime soon, if I'm being completely honest.
So you love to troll. I do want to pull this.
No, I don't love. No, I wouldn't say that. I just, you know, I like to. No, I wouldn't say that.
Well, I got this video. It says otherwise. You're keeping receipts.
You all laughed at me.
Well, this is, yeah.
Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you? You all laughed at me.
I believe he's still in the chat. So what went behind this video? Are you just keeping receipts as we go?
Well, like I said, I mean, at the beginning of the season, that's my whole comment section was Giants. WalterPicks has the best team. Oh, he's gonna beat you. He's gonna beat you. I can't just sit back and take that. You know, like I have to go out and go out of my way this week and show the world that I beat him. You know, and if I didn't let everyone know, then I don't love to troll doing that's no, it's not. You did lose, so I had to do the L dance. I had to tell everyone that his team was in fact not better than mine, because how else would they know if I didn't tell them? And you know what? I might make another video as well about beating Giants, even though there's no rivalry there. He's trying to make something into something that's not, but I might have to make another video, you know.
Do you believe that your team deserves more respect?
I do indeed. Yeah, especially after Ravens WalterPicks made that video at the beginning of the season saying that I was 25th in the league. Come on, man. Where is he in the stand? Hold on, let me check right now. Where is he right now?
He's 7, so I don't know.
Okay, well, okay, he's ahead of me, but not for long. I mean, I'm coming for that spot. I'm 14th right now. I got to remind you, I have not lost to an actual opponent, so I'm technically undefeated. And I play 49ers WalterPicks this week, so that's another easy win. I mean, he's 1-5, so
He's projected to beat you. Are you a little worried?
projections mean nothing. Come on. He's projected to beat me, but Cordell Patterson, I have insider information that he's going to be back this week. And then also James Robinson on my bench is probably going to get picked up pretty soon. He'll be an RB1 at some point. Trey Sermon as well. Huge
Dude,
pickup.
what world are you living in?
Via sleeper, James Robinson working out with the Ravens Wednesday. That was 6 days ago. So, yeah, that Ravens backfield needs some help. And James Robinson is a good running back, man. So I'm telling you, my bench is pretty much projected 0 points throughout all 6 of them. But in the next few weeks, it's going to be one of the strongest benches in the league. And again, I'll say top 6 strongest team in the league. Starters, at least.
So obviously you have some unrealistic expectations. I was going to ask you, what do you think
I like to
about your
shoot
team?
high.
What do you think about your team moving forward? Like, what do you think's the ceiling for this team?
Well, I think the ceiling is winning the whole
chip?
thing. Yeah, of course.
What's the floor?
Playoffs, I think.
So you think your floor is playoffs?
I think my floor is playoffs. However, that's assuming that my players stay healthy. Because if I have one guy go down, I'm kind of in trouble. I'm looking to make some moves because I do need some more depth. I don't have any bench depth right now. I know I joke that those guys will come through at some point, but I really don't think they will. So I do need to make some moves to get some more depth on my team. But I mean, Pacheco, Samuel, Hopkins, Josh Allen, Jalen Warren. I think if one of them goes out, I might be in a little bit of trouble. But no, I like the look of my starting lineup right now. I'm not changing any of them out, except maybe Austin Hooper is the only one interchangeable in that lineup right now, depending on if Patterson comes back, and maybe if Will Levis starts later in the season, I can trade him away for something good.
How confident are you winning this game? Well, scale 1 to 10. How confident do you
Against the Niners?
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the record. I think that's all you need to know.
So you're saying you're gonna win 10 out of 10.
I mean, I'll go 9.7. How about that? Because 10.10 leaves no room for, then people can clip that and say he was so confident. But I'm not going to say 10 out of 10. No one knows if Anthony Richardson's going to play. Is Anthony Richardson going to play this week? I don't know if he's actually out of concussion protocol or not.
I don't know.
Gardner Minshew, okay, that's an okay quarterback to start, but I'm pretty confident, based off the way my season's going right now. I feel good.
So I ask everyone before they leave. Do you have any insider information? Any last words? Because I know you had stuff to say. You wanted to call people out. Anything you want to say?
I would never call anyone out. I only get called out, and I finish the trash talk. So, no, I wish everyone in the league all the best for the remainder of the season. I hope all their players stay healthy. And I look forward to talking to you again after I make a video after beating you in week 12.
Wait, we play?
Yeah, I checked actually just before I came on.
Well, you probably will beat me. My team's mid.
No, I mean, technically you're projected to beat me, so
I'll hold that on you.
You can hold that. Yeah, week 12 is far away, so injuries, whatever, come that time, it could change a lot. So we'll see. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that week now.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to having you on again, hopefully soon. Evan, I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you so much. You too, man. All right, we just had Evan. What a great guy. What a great guy. Him versus the Jets, him versus the Giants. He just hates New York teams, I guess. But we got one more guest coming on. Ravens WalterPicks. Mike, what's going on, man?
What's up, Matt? I'm doing good. Living life. How are you?
Doing good.
No way that just happened again. It's okay.
Oh,
it was a lot less awkward this time, I think.
I think it was. We referred to it just a little ago. I know you were in here. You're 7th, man. Your team's doing really well. I mean,
Yeah.
Coming into the week 4 matchup, obviously Evan Hull is not there. My deepest condolences.
Rest in peace to the GOAT, man. And it really sucks because Deion Jackson was straight garbage in the first week, and then Evan Hull came on the field for a drive. He started making some moves, and then he messed up his knee, and then you know how the rest of the story goes. I mean, it was going to be a revenge story for all to watch. It sucks, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Why don't you run us through your team real quick?
Yeah.
I got it right here.
I really like my team. I definitely think I have one of the strongest teams in the league, probably the deepest team in the league. I think I might be the only team in the league with 8 starting players. So starting up with Tony Pollard, he's been an absolute bell cow, one of the NFL's best offenses, top 5 running back easily. Tyler Lockett, he's a steal every year. And I have that stack with Geno Smith. And the thing with that Seahawks offense so far, Kenneth Walker has been punching the ball in a lot. If some of those touchdowns on the ground turn into some touchdowns through the air with Geno Smith, even some more Geno Smith to Tyler Lockett connections, my team's really going to boom. And honestly, Evan Ingram has severely outperformed my expectations, which has been awesome. He's been probably my best player so far based on value. Draft him at the end of the 3rd round, scored 15 to 20 points every game this year. And I don't think that's going to change. He hasn't even scored a touchdown and he's scoring 15 to 20 points. So he's been absolutely great for the squad. You could just see the numbers right there. With Elijah Moore next, I think the production is going to start to come around as well. 7 targets, 9 targets, 9 targets. The volume is there. He's out in the field a lot. He has a hyper-specific role in the Cleveland Browns offense. They just need to not stink. And I think they're slowly getting better and better. But as 5th option in your starting lineup, you can't get better than that sort of volume. And then I have some interchangeable guys in that last starting spot. Allen Robinson, he's just been on the field a lot, and who knows, I could use him in a trade because he's a startable player in this league. Then we got Darnell Mooney and Justice Hill on the bench. And once Justice Hill gets healthy, he could be startable. Darnell Mooney is startable. Remember, this is a 32-person league. You know what I mean? So I'm feeling really good about my team.
I'm glad you're feeling good.
Yeah.
Last week though, I mean, we got to talk about that.
Yeah.
You do your 32 rankings, which we all appreciate, and I do have quotes right here. You called Eagles WalterPicks team, and I quote, "flaming hot garbage." Do you think that this loss is karma?
Oh, it's for sure karma. For sure karma. I mean, honestly, I met Ben in person at the Expo. He's a cool dude. I know, like, if I did that to any team, and I genuinely had his team in last place. I did not think his team was very good, but I mean, a broken clock is right twice a day. You know what I mean? It's that type of thing. I mean, Jerick McKinnon scores 2 touchdowns on 19 yards. Tank Dell had the performance of his life, and he's going to be a valuable piece throughout the rest of the season. But the fact that he's broken out this quickly and this, efficiently this early in the season, it's really great. And then, I mean, George Kittle did his thing without Brandon Ayuk in the lineup. I mean, it was just some bad things leading up to me, and that's kind of been the story of my season so far. I feel like I've played one of the toughest roads so far. Every week, I've beaten the median by at least 10 points. Last week, I crushed the median. Week 1 and 3, I beat it by 10 plus points. So it's like, what are you going to do? But eventually, throughout the rest of the season, I think more and more wins are going to start coming my way. I didn't play any, jokes of a squad like Saints that Walter picks. I just saw him on the live earlier. Oh, I'm not trolling. As you pull up a video of him doing the take the L dance from Fortnite. I mean, he's a funny guy. He's an absolutely funny guy. Yeah, you can see it right there. He's absolutely hilarious. And like the ones where he like wakes up in the morning after beating a crappy team, like 60 to like 30 or something like that. All props to him, but it'll come around. It'll come around.
As you can see right here, we do have the standings, and the poop emoji means you got the most points scored on you. So you're not kidding that you're playing at absolute squads.
I'm not, and it's like, and thank God I actually have a really good team, or else I'd be dead in the dirt if my team wasn't actually good. So I've just been unlucky so far, and I hope that the lucky weeks come around when I have bye weeks. Week 5, I have Tyler Lockett, Elijah Moore, and Geno Smith all on bye. So hopefully that week, will be a lucky week for me. But that week I'm playing the number 1 team in the league right now. Vikings got WalterPicks. So we'll see what happens. It's a long season, but I'm very comfortable with where my team is right now.
That's a tough matchup. I mean,
yeah. And
we got to talk about your week 4 matchup, but man, we might have to talk about your week 5 matchup too.
I mean, just go down the gauntlet for me. I really don't know what happened when this league was made on Sleeper. It's a tough road for me, but this team battles through adversity. This is what all of training camp was for. This is what the preseason games are for. And listen, we're coming together now. We're gonna fight the toughest battles.
Yeah, you got a battle against Coach. It's gonna be an absolute barn burner. What are your immediate thoughts going in?
Man, it really is a 50-50 matchup. As long as Tyreek Hill and Tua don't drop like massive games on me, like if we could hold like Tyreek to 20 and Tua to like 20, 25, I think we have a really good shot at winning this game. And it's just outside of that, it's going to be a battle of what can the rest of the team do. Like Rashad White, he's been solid. He's been up and down. Hayden Hurst, he could catch 5 passes, and that's 10 points right there, plus however many yards. And if my team gets any touchdown luck, I mean, it really comes down to many things. Do I think I win? I think I edge them out by maybe 5 points, but I would not be surprised if I lost like another 95 to 80 point matchup. So
how do you feel about that Tua Tyreek stack? I mean, that's just brutal.
It's deadly. It's deadly. And I think a lot of people were scared of attacking Tua because he fell kind of deep in the draft, if I remember correctly, just because of like the concussion stuff. So far, so good. And I knock on wood that, he stays healthy all season, but that stack is deadly, man. That gives him such an advantage. The rest of his team isn't great, but just because of that stack, he could just win a week off 2 players, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I mean, this stack, it's going against Buffalo, which might help you.
At Buffalo too. And like, from my memory, they don't typically have like massive games against Buffalo. It's pretty tightly contested. And I think a team that's not the Denver Broncos should hopefully play a much smarter game plan. Sean McDermott, defensive head coach, he's pretty solid. So I think we'll have a shot for sure. I don't think Tyreek's going to drop a 40 bomb, but he literally could do that any week. So I can't say that for certain. So we'll see. We'll see.
You love power rankings. We all know you do. You've posted team power rankings, WalterPicks team power rankings. If you had to do power rankings right now, where would your team be?
Ooh.
In a range. I'll give you a range.
Yeah. My team would definitely be top 5. I don't think that there are a lot of teams better than me. As of right now, there are teams that have scored more than me, but like if you take a look at Vikings, if you take a look at Vikings.WalterPicks, his team is really solid, but he's had Kenneth Walker score 4 touchdowns over the last 2 weeks. He's had a bunch of other players score like an insane amount of touchdowns. And like now his team is really starting to stack up the injuries. So I'm not at this point we're at least even if I'm not better than him, like the luck's going to come around. Everyone loves to freak out over a couple weeks. It's a 14-week season in fantasy football. So I would definitely be top 5. And there would be an argument for top 3, to be honest, because my team has not reached its full potential, especially if I go and utilize some of those depth pieces to make a trade. We're going to be cooking. We're going to be cooking.
I mean, top 5. Just looking at the top 5 guys right now in the standings, who do you think you're better than?
I mean, off the top of my head, let's go look at some of the teams. Walter-Picks. He has a really solid team. Justin Herbert has been great. DeAndre Swift has had 2 fantastic weeks. He has a really solid team overall. But like Cole Kmet and Dontavian Wicks in your starting lineup, I know Odell was hurt, so I guess you could throw him in there. But we're at least on par. We're at least on par. There's no reason why we aren't on par. Walter-Picks, I ranked him 31st, which was maybe not the smartest idea, but at the same time, I'm not thinking about this in a 3-week season. 14-week season. Is Michael Thomas going to be getting 9 targets a game throughout the full season? Freaking Kobe Parkinson from Seattle put up 10 points. Donald Parham, 2 catches, 4 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Baker Mayfield at quarterback still. Like, I'm better than that team, and you can't tell me I'm not. I love Joey. I love Joey to death, but I am better than Walter-Picks. Walter-Picks. I mean, really, really good team. And I think we're on par as well. I think I'm on par with this team. There's no reason why this team is better than mine, and I don't think I have a reason that my team is better than his. Maybe I have like one more startable player, but it's like not a big deal. And then Walter-Picks, I played in the first week and he beat me by 3 points. And I'm really upset I didn't pick Sam Laporta with that 5th round pick that I auto drafted Evan Holb, as I was going back between him and Rashad Bateman. Joey, I'm sorry, man. I keep disrespecting you, and I think it's going to come back to bite me eventually. And listen, your team's a lot better than I thought, and I think your team will probably make the playoffs, but it's a long season. This team is really solid too, but I don't think Keenan Allen is going to be scoring over 20 points a game for the rest of the season. So
he does have Aaron Jones.
Yeah, that's true. So his team is really good. But look at him right now. He's starting the running back Wilson from Green Bay. I don't even know his first name. And Emmanuel Wilson, and then Darnell Washington. So, and he's had Kirk Cousins be the QB1. So, like, his team is really good, but I wouldn't put it head and shoulders above mine at all. I'm not even trying to be cocky. I'm just trying to, spit facts. But I think my team's really good, and we'll have a shot. That's all you could give yourself, a shot.
Ceiling and floor for your team.
Ceiling is winning all. Floor is a top 10 finish.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on, Mike. Your team is an absolute unit. My team's not panning out as I would.
Who's on your team? Pull up your team now. I'm not sure if you break down your team a lot on here, but I haven't looked too deeply into it. I know your guy Joey B is at the helm. I mean,
it hasn't been too great. Connor and Metcalf have been holding their own. Rice has been playing well.
Nico is great the first 2 weeks. I think he'll bounce back. And like, I don't know what's going on with Joe Burrow, man. That calf really must be hurting him, because I don't think he's as good as a lot of people have said he is, but he's not close to this bad. He's been really bad so far. So I think that'll turn around for you.
Bengals are back, baby. Back in the win column. I'm telling you.
I can't believe you guys won that game. The Bengals won that game too. That was crazy. I mean, all the Bengals did was just defend Puka Nacua, and they shut down the Rams offense.
So before you go, I always ask everyone, you got any insider information for me? Any trades?
I've almost come to trades with a couple of people after week 1. I almost traded Evan Ingram and Allen Robinson for Jamar Chase. That deal was almost made. I almost convinced Steelers.WalterPicks to do that. I was on my way back from Florida actually, so I had a lot of time in the airport, but he declined then, and I think I'm happy he declined because Evan Ingram has been really solid, and I think he's a lot closer to those elite options. But I think it would have been a lot more of a fair trade now than if it was done back then. I guess it's too late. But I'm trying to target Quentin Johnson from 49ers.WalterPicks now. I don't know if anyone else has said that, but he's my number one target trade.
You didn't have to say it. It wouldn't have been too late. You did say Quentin Johnson's name, and then you're like, "Oh,
yeah, no, it's okay." There's probably only like 3 other creators in here. I mean, I literally posted a video about why I think he's the guy to step up for the Chargers offense today. So it's not like all 31 other creators don't have access to my account. Everything I post on my account is stuff I believe in trying to put into practice with my own fantasy teams.
I play chess, not checkers sometimes.
Yeah.
On my account.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
Well, who has Quentin Johnson right now?
Niners.WalterPicks. So his team isn't good. Hopefully he panics and sells them to me, but we'll see.
or hopefully he beats Saints WalterPicks. Either or.
Oh my God. Honestly, do Jets.WalterPicks and Saints.WalterPicks play at some point this year?
They claim that they do, but it's very late in the season, like 15. I thought playoffs started by then, but
yes, playoffs start by then.
So I don't know if they
14?
do play or not.
Because that would be hilarious. I think Saints won last year, right? Or am I crazy?
Nick claims that he beat him in 2 leagues. They claim they play week 15, maybe week 14.
Maybe.
Jets. Oh, here it is. Jets Saints.
Oh,
Jets are supposed to absolutely just kill him.
I mean, rightfully so. I mean, Evan really has 4 guys, and then Jalen Warren.
He said he has the best starting lineup.
He says a lot of things, man.
We'll have to let him know.
Listen, he brings the trash talk onto himself, and people like to play the game that way sometimes. Mm-hmm. So I like to talk trash. You like to talk trash a little bit. Always reminding Curtis he hasn't made the playoffs. He didn't make the playoffs last year, and he's not going to make the playoffs again this year. So it's fun. It's fun. All love out to Saints.WalterPicks too.
Well, hopefully you make the playoffs because you have not either yet. So
no, I haven't. First 2 years were really derailed by injuries. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. That's not the case this year.
Well, best of luck to you, man. I appreciate you coming on. You're probably going to be on multiple times, so I'm sure I'll see you again. With a team as great as yours, you'll be on pretty often.
I appreciate it, Matt. Good luck to you rest of your season. Hopefully, your team turns around. I don't know if it will, but
I don't know if it will either.
You should have drafted your boy Musgrave over Mayer. I think that really would have changed the outlook of your team, but too late. Too late.
All right.
Anyways, appreciate it.
See you later, Mike. All right, guys. That's going to end the second episode of Inside the 32, WalterPicks 32 edition. Poppy Puka. How many teams make the playoffs? There are 8 teams that make the playoffs and then 8 teams that make the toilet bowl. Obviously, the loser of the toilet bowl has to do the ultimate forfeit. That's how it rolls. But guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys for coming on. Episode ran a couple minutes late, but that's okay. Inside the 32, episode 3 will be out next week, same time, Tuesdays from 8 to 9 with more guests, more voices from the WalterPicks 32. Have a good one, guys.